I grew up in the rough and tough inner cities of Chicago. And I had a rough childhood. My father was 6'6", 240 pounds. My father said what he meant, and he meant every single word he said. Now, I tease people all the time because we live in what I call the timeout generation. Some of you guys have bought into the timeout generation, haven't you? You want to give your kids a timeout. I hear you at the mall. I see you in the airport. Oh, Hannah, if you don't knock it off, Mommy's going to give you a timeout. William, I'm going to count to 3, and if you don't have your fanny in that seat, I'm going to give you a timeout. 1, 2, 2.5. My dad was old school, from a little small town in Tennessee, and my daddy gave timeouts. His timeouts were different. When we got in trouble, I mean real trouble, my father would go into the closet and get his favorite leather belt. He never wore this belt with clothes. This belt had one function and one function only. We got in trouble. It was always me and my brother. My sister never got in trouble. It was always me and my brother. My dad would go in the closet, get his favorite leather belt, and he would spank us until he got tired. And then he'd take a time out. By the time I was 12 or 13, my dad could look at us and we straightened up. It got so bad, I would say, Dad, don't worry about it this time. I'm going to spank myself. But I thank God for those timeouts, and here's why. You always hear the term peer pressure. Am I right or wrong? My kid deals with peer pressure. My kid is dealing with peer pressure. Peer pressure is real, but my father created what I call parental pressure. And parental pressure was stronger than peer pressure, so it protected me in the streets of Chicago. Does that make sense? My dad raised kids, and we've all gone on to be functional citizens in society, so I thank God for timeouts. But here's where it got real tricky for me. My father was a 6'6", 240-pound high school principal who said what he meant and meant what he said.